When you first lay eyes on the M61 main battle tank, there's an immediate sense of restrained aggression about it. A machine built not just to impress, but to endure. Its exterior design speaks the language of function over flair, every angle carved with purpose. The Los, lung turret, thickly armored hull, and utilitarian geometry convey an almost timeless military elegance. It's not trying to look sleek, it's trying to look unstoppable, and it succeeds. The steel plating, reinforced by composite layers in later variants, gives off a quiet confidence, a reminder that this tank was built for the front lines, not the parade ground. Step closer, and the build quality becomes evident in the smallest details. Every hinge, bolt, and welded seam feels deliberate, almost over-engineered. It's a tank designed to survive the chaos of war, yet the craftsmanship gives it a sense of precision more often associated with high-end engineering projects than battlefield hardware. Despite the M61's age, many units in service or preservation still feel remarkably solid, a testament to the durability of its construction philosophy. Climbing into the interior, you're immediately struck by the contrast between the tank's intimidating exterior and the almost claustrophobic intimacy inside. Space is a luxury the M61 doesn't pretend to offer. Every inch of the cabin is devoted to function. Instrument panels crowd the driver's view, while switches and gauges populate the gunner and commander stations like a symphony of purpose. The interior feels less like a cockpit and more like a living, breathing mechanical organism, where every crew member becomes an extension of the machine. Despite its cramped feel, the ergonomics were ahead of their time, with controls laid out logically and visibility, at least for a tank, relatively impressive through the periscopes and vision blocks. Driving the M61 is an experience few would call graceful, but everyone would call commanding. Beneath that heavy armor sits a power plant that may not be lightning fast, but it delivers raw, determined force. On rough terrain, the suspension holds up surprisingly well, soaking in impacts that would rattle lesser vehicles to pieces. The handling, of course, demands respect. This isn't a tank you finesse. It's one you guide, anticipate, and occasionally wrestle with. Yet, when you get into rhythm with it, there's a strange sense of unity between operator and machine. It's not about speed. It's about momentum, about the unstoppable forward motion that only a true main battle tank can deliver. In terms of technology, the M61 was something of a bridge between generations. It carried forward traditional mechanical reliability while incorporating early examples of modern targeting systems and communication networks. The stabilization of the main gun, the integration of range-finding optics, and the use of analog fire control components gave it a technological edge in its era. Today, these systems may feel dated, but they still inspire admiration for their ingenuity and mechanical beauty, proof that innovation isn't always digital. Safety in a machine like this is relative. For its time, the M61 prioritized crew protection through sheer armor mass and compartmentalization. The crew sits low in the hull, with the tank's thick frontal armor acting as a shield against most direct assaults. Of course, the compromises are evident: limited escape routes, confined quarters, and exposure to the elements of battle all remind you that survival depended as much on the crew's skill as on the machine's design. Still, compared to its contemporaries, the M61's protection profile was robust and well considered. As for its advantages, the M61's greatest strength lies in its balance: formidable firepower, excellent structural integrity, and reliability that made it a favorite among armored divisions. It was a tank that could be maintained in the field, repaired quickly, and kept operational under punishing conditions. However, that same commitment to ruggedness came with challenges. It was heavy fuel, hungry, and sometimes stubborn in tight maneuvers. Modern standards would call its systems archaic, yet its simplicity is part of its charm and longevity. Looking at the M61 today, you can't help but feel a certain reverence. It represents a moment in history when tank design was still equal parts art and engineering, a machine forged in an age that valued resilience as much as innovation. It may not have the sleek digital sophistication of its successors, but it carries an authenticity that's hard to replicate. The M61 isn't just a tank. It's a statement of design philosophy, a reminder that strength and purpose can be as beautiful as they are practical. And in that balance of brute power and mechanical poetry, the M61 remains to this day a legend of armored warfare.